Okay, this is a presentation about types of malware, Trojan. Start. Definition of Trojan. A Trojan horse or Trojan is a type of malware that is often discussed as legitimate software. Trojans can be employed by cyber thieves and hackers trying to gain access to user systems. Users are typically tricked by some form of social engineering into loading and executing Trojans on their systems. Once activated, Trojans can enable cyber criminals to spy on you, steal your sensitive data, and gain backdoor access to your system. So, Trojan ini dia masuk dalam devices kita melalui cara yang licik lah, sama dia susah sangat mau dikesan sebab dia sangat bagus dalam hiding. Okay, what is Trojan? The term Trojan derived from the ancient Greek story about the deceptive Trojan horse which led to the fall of the city of Troy. Okay, ini asal-usul nama Trojan. When it comes to your computer, a Trojan virus operates similarly. It hides within seemingly harmless programs or tries to trick you into downloading it. The name was coined in a US Air Force report in 1974, which speculated on hypothetical ways computers could be compromised. You will sometimes hear people refer to a Trojan virus or a Trojan horse virus, but these terms are slightly misleading. Ini maksudnya dia sama macam virus. This is because unlike viruses, Trojans don't self-replicate. Instead, a Trojan horse spreads by pretending to be useful software or content, while secretly containing malicious instructions. It is more useful to think of Trojan as an umbrella term for malware delivery, which hackers use for various threats. Move on. Okay, actually there are many types of Trojan, but I only set 5 of it. Trojans are classified according to the type of actions that they can perform on your computer. Trojan horse virus examples include a backdoor, exploit, banker Trojan, game thief Trojan, and spy Trojan. Okay, you can see the description di bawah. Okay, can Trojan infect your cell phones? In short, yes. Trojan malware can affect mobile devices as well as laptop and desktop machines. When this happens, it usually via what seems like a legitimate program, but it is actually a fake version of an app that contains malware. Usually, these programs have been downloaded from unofficial or pirate apps marketed by unsuspecting users. A recent example being a fake version of the Clubhouse app. Trojanized apps can steal information from your phone and also makes money for the hackers by causing it to send premium red SMS text messages. So Trojan ni dia boleh masuk dalam cellphone melalui macam kalau download APK yang dari tempat lain gitu, yang haram gitu. Terus hacker ni dia boleh, kalau Trojan bisa masuk cellphone, dia boleh buat duit dengan send premium message di phone. However, it is quite rare for an iPhone to be infected by a Trojan, partly because of Apple's walled garden approach, which means that third-party apps must be approved and vetted through the App Store, and partly because apps on iOS are sandbox. This means they can't interact with other apps or gain deep access to your phone's operating system. However, if your phone has been jailbroken, you won't enjoy the same level of protection against malware. So Trojan ni dia jarang-jarang masuk dalam iPhone sebab iPhone ni dia punya security tinggi lah gitu. Sama kalau iPhone memang di App Store je ada, memang disuruh download apps di App Store saja. Sama kalau iPhone kita sudah kena jailbroken ni macam kena kasih kurang security phone lah gitu. Macam kalau di Android dia root nama dia. Kalau sudah kena jailbroken, jadi Trojan sama malware semua ni senang masuk lah. Next. Okay, how do Trojans work? A Trojan must be executed by its victim to do its work. Trojan malware can infect devices in several ways. For example, a user falls victim to phishing or other social engineering attack by opening an infected email attachment or clicking on a link to a malicious website. Excuse me. Okay, next, a user sees a pop-up for a fake antivirus program that claims your computer is infected and invites you to run a program to clean it up. This is known as scareware. In reality, users are downloading a trojan onto their device. Nah, ini biasa lah, macam kalau browsing website gitu, ada pop-up disuruh download antivirus program, terus kalau kita terdownload tuh trojan pula, means dia menipu lah. Okay, third, a user visits a malicious website and experience a drive-by download pretending to be helpful software. Okay, fourth, a user downloads a program whose publisher is unknown from an untrustworthy website. Nah, ini pun kalau download macam crack application gitu, dia memang bahaya lah, berkemungkinan besar ada trojan. Okay, terus attackers install a trojan through exploiting a software vulnerability or through unauthorized access. Okay, lastly, hackers create a fake Wi-Fi hotspot network that looks like one a user is trying to connect to. When the user connects to this network, they can be redirected to fake websites containing browser exploits that redirect any file they try to download. So, dari Wi-Fi pun boleh kena, dari connect Wi-Fi. The term Trojan dropper is sometimes used in relation to Trojans. Droppers and downloaders are helper programs for various types of malware, including Trojans. Usually, they are implemented as scripts or small applications. They don't carry any malicious activity themselves, but instead pave the way for attack by downloading, decompressing, and installing the core malicious modules. Okay, these are the advantage and disadvantage. So there are many advantage, so I only state 3. So the first advantage is for precision marketing, such as relevant pop-ups and useful adverts. Second is useful software. Example software is the IVX Pro, iMesh, KAZAA, YNAME Pro. And the third one is enhanced website interaction, such as targeted banner adverts and website customization. And the disadvantage is mostly on your devices, like poor device performance, for example running slowly or frequently crashing. Second is the desktop has changed, for example the screen resolution has altered or the color appears different. Third is the taskbar has changed or perhaps disappeared altogether. Fourth, unrecognized programs appear in your task manager. You didn't install them, but they tiba-tiba muncul gitu di task manager. Lepas itu, an increase in pop-ups, not just ads but browser pop-ups offering products or antivirus scans, which when clicked on download malware onto your device. Next, being redirected to unfamiliar websites when browsing online. Ini pun biasa juga. And lastly, an uptick in spam emails.